Hi everyone, this is Terry, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Ep. Thank you for joining me to explore together the week of October the 20th through the 27th. What's up for that week? Well, we are coming out of a full moon when I'm doing this. That was an amazing full moon. It was, I think they call it a hunter's moon. And I can see why, because I was out in the bush and you could see almost as plain as day. Beautiful moon coming up orange and then turning this ball in the sky. It was just gorgeous. Now with that full moon, that offers us energy. It offers us an ability to open our minds, our lives, maybe even look at entertaining different types of behaviors or different types of thinking, or looking at changing behavior patterns that with this opening we can be aware of and say, nah, I'm not sure I like that in myself. Maybe it's time to change that. Just offering us the opportunity to take a big wide look at what we do and why we do things. And then as the moon starts to wane, letting us let go, release the things that we don't want. I'm going to use that so hard to try to get rid of some of the junk that I've collected. Now, it's not junk, it's treasures, right? That nobody wants, that you'll never use again and takes up all kinds of space. To try to get rid of it. So I'm going to use that waning of the moon and that magnificent moon to help me release some of the things that maybe I need to replace. I could, let it go and replace it with something that would work more effectively. That can be material things. It can be emotional things. It can be things in our mind. It can be toxins in our body. It can be the way we eat. It can be so many things to so many people. So we're being offered that opportunity right now to really look hard and long at some of that. We are still in that Libra energy field, so we're still a little bit at risk in the sun sign for just maybe wanting more than we can afford or spending more than we can afford. But we're coming out of it, and for those that have survived, good for you. I have spent a little bit more than I needed to, and I figured I would. But I've also, I'm pretty proud of myself. Instead of buying a little birdie hut for my bird to sleep in for $25, I went to the dollar store and made a cute little birdie hut for $2. So I'm pretty pretty proud of myself. So I did compromise there. And then the moon is going to be changing every day and a half to 2 days this week, which is normal for that. We will be entertaining the moon in Cancer on the 22nd, and that'll be for a couple of days, so that's going to make us want to be around family. I think it's a great time because I planned a family dinner on the 22nd. That will be our Thanksgiving. It's a little bit delayed, but we can get the family together. I'm going to enjoy seeing all the great grandbabies and grandbabies. We do that once a month. Everybody brings a little bit of food. It's only spend a couple of hours, but this is a good time. You've got actually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to really be at the apex of this, to spend quality time with the family and make memories, enjoy each other, and just enjoy the family. And if you don't have family, sometimes we have friends that feel like family, and that's the time to enjoy that as well. And then towards the end of the week, we'll be looking at the moon in Leo, and that can be a very sensitive time for ego. You know what cats are like. Just be careful we don't do any constructive criticism to the people that we love. They won't take orders well. I can feel it myself. It's really the funniest thing when you tune in to this type of an energy field, and your mind may know that somebody's just trying to tell you something to help you, but the ego takes it, why are you telling me what to do? So we better watch that, because this week will be very sensitive to being ordered around, being lorded over, dominated. Even if it's just something that we perceive and it isn't true, it's not going to feel good. So be careful how you relate to other people in that vein. Don't dominate them. Don't try to tell them what to do. Anger can just flash with this because that's a very red type of energy. And ego can be damaged very easily and it won't be handled well. So just be careful with that. And then Sagittarius, which is an optimistic type of energy field, that is in Venus, so that will be in relationships and what we're attracted to. So we'll be very attracted to positive people, positive ideas, positive thoughts. Mercury, the planet of the mind, is still in Scorpio, and that can be a little heavy energy. So one will be battling the other. Part of your soul will want to fly and be free and don't dominate me, don't hold me back. And the other part will be, what's the use? I don't care anymore. I can't keep trying. I'm so sick of listening to this. So it's gonna be a little bit of a war, and that's okay. Let one balance the other, and hopefully we might end up in a balanced position. Just watch if you're listing one way or the other. Just keep an eye on that. The number that was given to us this week is the number 11, which isn't all that common for us. And that can signal ambition and intelligence. Boy, we could use some intelligence. I can for sure. And it'll push us to want to succeed in some things, like really, really, really want to succeed. But there's always two sides to a coin. So with great success comes great failure as well. So if you don't want to fail, don't try. No, kidding, kidding, kidding. Just look at any failure that you might perceive as, that's just one way I'm not supposed to do it. I'm going to try it a different way. I've learned from training the animals that I train that having a dog learn right off the bat, having a horse learn, a parrot learn, the birds learn right off the bat doesn't teach them anything. You just got lucky. And it isn't a solid learning experience. At some point it'll come back and haunt you because it's not solid. Whereas if they fail, you get a chance to really build it up solidly, like to really get them to understand, and you understand what led to the failure, where maybe your body language was wrong or your timing was off, or the dog was just distracted or not hungry, or the treats were wrong. So failure oftentimes teaches us so much more than success teaches us. So some of you that may feel that you have had failure this week, just know it's the other side of success. Don't be discouraged from it. People that lean towards metaphysical or esoteric inspiration will feel, or can feel, remember it's a general reading, will be able to maybe feel more pulled towards the creator, towards the source, feeling more inspiration from God, wanting more inspiration. So during this next week, there'll be in some people kind of a wanting to connect with that source that's outside of us. If that's the case for you, go ahead, just go at it. It's a calling, and you never know what you're going to see on the other side of that coin. We are asked during the number 11 with where the planets are to exercise patience, which I didn't do this week, and I have mea culpas all over myself for it. Somebody honked at me and I didn't deserve it and I didn't respond well, so I'm going to have to do some penance. We're going to need to try to get balance in our life and maybe be a little bit more determined in a healthy way. There'll be very, very big sensitivities right now, but along with the sensitivities comes creativity. So we are going to be sensitive and creative this week if we tap into it. And with the combination of everything, we will be offered an opportunity to correctly evaluate our emotions and some of the traumatic experiences that so many of us have experienced and lived through and tried to overcome. This is going to float to the surface. Now that can be tough. That's getting the dirty water coming to the surface. Do we want to ignore it? Do we want to learn from it? Do we want to explore it? Do we want to put it back in a package and put it away? What do we want to do with it? If you have the temperament for it, this would be a fabulous time to unpack that, because we had that full moon and we still have the residue of it. We have that Scorpio energy in Mercury, which is diving deep. We talked about that last week, that deep dive into understanding. We have the optimism of that Sagittarius energy in Venus, plus we have that can be religious, it can be just spiritual. And we've got all of that Cancer energy in Mars, which is love and kindness and comfort and compassion. So there wouldn't be a better time for us to dig into the traumatic experiences of our life and try to evaluate our emotions. What's triggering them? Do we even have any? Have we compartmentalized so much that we don't even know how to unlock the compartments? So it's a really good time for it if you have the kahunas to do it. The weakness of this is impatience, which is the opposite of the patience that will be offered. So some people, instead of feeling patience, will be very impatient. We will have some misapprehensions and maybe a little bit of coldness and hardness. We have to be very careful of misunderstandings and try to avoid or handle well stressful situations and a variable type of energy that takes our lives and kind of turns it upside down. But we can work with it. It's not that we can't work with it, it's just not what we planned, and it offers us another opportunity to just be flexible and adaptable and get it all done. Now, number 1 is a very strong number, and because 11 is actually 2 ones, it can be 2, we can count it as 2, but they actually wanted me to take it as number 11. It can be very independent and very capable of deep love when you pair it with that Cancer energy, which is deep love in Mars. So boy, we got some really nice, really nice stuff coming our way if we want to use it. It's just wonderful to have that opportunity. A couple of the cards that came up in the reading, one was the Sun, which pairs beautifully with Sagittarius because the Sun is a ray of sunshine, right? It's a major card. It's very powerful, and it came up in a really good area in the reading, remembering that this is general, right? So it's not going to be for everybody, but if you're in that group of having the Sun come out for you, that's awesome. It's success, it's fulfillment. The Sun is the giver and sustainer of life. That's what grows our crops, and so that's shining down on us. And this weekend is supposed to be not the weekend that I am working through right now, that will be past by the time you listen to the podcast. Whoops. That is supposed to be a really sunny, beautiful weekend. I'm not sure if it's our last beautiful weekend, but I'm going to squeeze every little ounce of juice out of that thing. So it's supposed to offer us an ambition and confidence and optimism. So we've got some really nice, exuberant, good energy here coming our way that would allow us a great sense of achievement if we want to use it. There is now a pressure going to be put on some people's health. If we pay attention to our health and do what we're supposed to do, this card isn't a terrible one for health. It's just a reminder that we're coming into a season where, the dogs are getting a little itchier than they normally are. Some people's allergies kick up. Flu season, the coronavirus season, COVID-19, all these other different diseases they're talking about. But this is an energy field that's saying this is an opportune time to get your immune system up there functioning and working at 100%. Now, this is also going to be pressure to have an adventure. When you have Sagittarius, which is the adventurer, and we have that in Venus, which is what we're attracted to, many of us will want to go on trips, will want to have an adventure, will want to do something. Do it. It doesn't have to be $1 million. It can just be fun. Tomorrow night, my sister and I are going to go to Windsor and do the zombie walk. And we've never done that before. And we may have a blast, or it may just be too cold and We just want to go home. But it's an adventure. It's something we haven't done before. It's something that we're kind of giggling about at our age to do something like this. It's going to be fun. So that's just, and it's not going to cost us hardly 10 cents. It's the gas to get to Windsor. So with this, they're saying, look around your life and see what kind of little things can you do that's different, that's creative, that is not something that you would normally do, and would add a sense of adventure to your life. That's what they want you to try to look at for this weekend, or this week coming up. Now, on that note, we're left with maybe having some tummy issues through the beginning of the week, so be very careful the foods that you choose the beginning of the week, and then towards the end of the week, if you have acid reflux or any of those things, heartburn, stress knits in your chest, just be real careful, because this is going to put pressure on that. So watch what you choose for food. Make sure that when you choose the foods that you are looking at your overall health and you're making good decisions, not like the chocolate that I shoved in my mouth not that long ago. Oh, gosh, just for the sake of one or two little moments of sweetness, and then you got to be mad at yourself for how long after. And then, as I said, towards the end of the week, watch that heart. If you have heart issues, blood pressure, blood circulation, there could be some issues with that. So just kind of keep an eye on that. Okay, everyone, that's kind of our week in a nutshell. I want to thank our amazing Charlie O'Brien for putting this up on Spotify, Apple iTunes. Spotify gave us some grief last week, but Charlie straightened them out, I think. Amazon Music Podcast, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And he also created the website www.terriworld.com. So he's archived a few of the podcasts there if you've missed any, or you need to go back and listen to them again. And I would like to encourage you, if you would like any work done with your animals, or you would like a reading for yourself, I would be happy to take part in your life. Give me a call or text 519-726-6699, and we can direct the information to you personally. Or you can email me at terri.coutts@gmail.com. Thanks, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful week. I hope the weather just stays like this for a little while, and we just can enjoy being in this Indian summer that we're in. Alrighty. Thanks again for your time. Have a great week. Bye for now.